Hey guys, Sandy here, and today I have my final layout for my design team term with Confessions of a Paper Addict cut file shop. I have done the Sunny Days truck. Now I have kind of squished the truck and took the Sunny Days part off. I am going to be scrapbooking this photo of my daughter and husband working on our old pickup truck. So let's see what I can do. Like I said, I kind of smushed the truck, and that is okay with me. I think one of the great things about cut files is you can manipulate them in your program. So whether you have the Cricut, you have the Silhouette, you have any other kind of cutting machine out there, you can kind of manipulate your cut files and make them do what you want them to do. And that is why I have kind of a fat little squishy truck, and that makes me happy. Now I am going to back this cut file. However, I am not going to back it with a whole bunch of different papers. Basically, I am cutting out the large part of the truck, and it's going to go ahead and be backed by one piece of paper. And that is because I am really going to kind of let the cut file itself show through and less of my ability to back a cut file and make it beautiful. I feel like the cut file is like good on its own. It can stand on its own, and it doesn't need, me to like liven it up or anything. I just enjoy the cut file. I am using my Nuvo Deluxe adhesive just to run some light lines of glue around that cut file. I am going to go ahead and lay it down, and I did a pretty poor job of figuring out where the cut file was supposed to line up. So as you can see, I have a lot of trimming to do on this bad boy. I do use my scissors. I also use my pen blade, and that's just, whatever feels good to me in the moment is how I trimmed it out. I am going to use this cut apart sheet from Paper House Productions. I am putting the shield that says Dad, the Man, the Myth, the Legend on top of the door of the truck. And originally I was going to use the hexagon that just said Dad, but I really like the idea of the shield on top of the truck, so that is what I'm going to go with. I do pop it up on some foam squares. I just need to make sure that my little door handle is actually still going to make it to the truck, so I go ahead and glue that down because I was afraid of losing that piece. I did lose a little bit of one of the wheels for a quick minute, but eventually figured out where that was and put it down. So I am cutting out a little bit more of the cut apart sheet because I'm thinking that I need to do something, and I decide that this diagonal striped paper is going to make a great photo mat. Now I trimmed down my photograph because my photograph is 4x6 and the photo mat is 4x6. So if I cut a 1/4 inch off of both sides, then I am able to go ahead and use the 4x6 card as a photo mat. I do decide that I need to add a little bit more oomph to this. I felt like the photo mat was a little too thin, a little too dull, and I mean dull versus like bold versus dull, not like boring kind of dull. So I go ahead and cut another piece of my Paper House Productions papers, and this is from the One Big Happy Family line, and I decide to use this pretty blue kind of denim black background with the floral on top. So we're going to commit to putting the shield down onto the door, and I like how that's looking. So now I just have to finish up backing the cut file. This is where I lose the little wheel piece, and I actually don't even find it the same day. I find it the next day, and it's kind of across the table where I wouldn't even think it was there. Now, the reason why you had Dad, the Man, the Myth, the Legend all up in your face was because I thought maybe it had stuck to the bottom of the mat here. So I am kind of messing around with the cut file a little bit. I am going to use the bed of the truck as the placement to mat my photo. So I do this work right here, which you don't even see it because I cover it up, but I trim out that little bit, and then I'm going to trim my flowers down that are on the bed of the truck so I can pull them up, and you'll be able to see what I mean by that here in a moment. So then that's another thing, the great thing about cut files, guys. When you are messing with them, you can manipulate them in your cutting file program, or you can manipulate them once you've already cut them out and figure out what you want to do with them. Like I said, my photo mat is going to go here on top of the florals, and I wanted the florals to show through, so I trim them down just to make sure that I will be able to have it kind of as the decoration for the back of the truck. So it is a matter of figuring out where exactly I want the photo mat to go and where it's going to fit, where it's going to look good. And ultimately, I figure it looks pretty good. I do use my washi tape to go ahead and adhere the back there. And then as you can see, I trimmed off more of the flower just so that it could poke through the top of my photograph here. And using that washi tape again, that is probably like a little, I don't know if it's a little known secret, but when you're using cut files, the ability to use washi tape on the back where nobody sees it, it's perfect. Absolutely perfect. So I go ahead and figure that the florals got to be moved just a little bit. So I figure out the new positioning for that, and I get that down as well. And I have to say, I'm really, really liking the way that this turned out. Now, unfortunately, I ran out of time before I had to go to work, before I could finish this layout. So I left it on my desk, and lo and behold, my camera recorded for 6 hours before it ran out of battery. Fun times. So I just had to edit down 6 hours of video. Okay, so now my truck has something to rest its wheels upon. I put some wood grain paper down there across the bottom of the sheet of background paper, and that was just because the truck just didn't need to be like floating out there. It needed something to sit upon. I duplicated the wood grain paper up in this upper left-hand corner. It was very bare and naked up here, and I just felt like there needed to be something going on. So I put the wood grain up here. It is going in a different direction than the wood grain down at the bottom of the page, but I am okay with that. It's not causing me heart palpitations or anything like that. I fussy cut some of the tiny florals out of that blue denim floral paper that I've used elsewhere on the layout, and I just layered them up on top of the paper. I grabbed these puffy stickers, and I'm going to go ahead and tuck them around where the floral bits are from my cut file, and I figured that they were a good color match and they had the same kind of feeling, so I was happy to do those as well. I decided to add the mushrooms in as well, and that was simply because I have no flipping clue when I will ever use mushrooms on a layout, so I went ahead and placed them down, and then this little toadstool right here kind of nestled right in between my flowers, and I felt like it was a good match for that. So now I am trying to find something to go over top of the wood grain, some sort of word, some sort of title. I do pull out this clear sticker that says "Love This Life." Now I accidentally tore the clear sticker, so I'm just putting it back together. That is a good thing about a clear sticker. If you tear them, you can just put them right on back. I do decide to pull out the two feathers that was also on this sticker sheet, and I tuck them underneath of my photo to go along with my cut file florals and my little puffy stickers. Finally, I figure I need to add just a little bit more wood grain because I have a little bit throughout the page, and you know, more is more. So I have these wood veneer dots, I guess. They're like wood veneer enamel dots. And I'm just sprinkling them about the page as well. I place them in 3 different spots on the page, and I do clusters of 3 with 3 different sized veneer dots. Now I have these enamel shapes, and I pop on the teal color because I have little pops of teal, and the shield is a very, very, very light teal. So I just figured this just gives it a little bit more oomph, and oomph is good, right? Oomph is good. Well, I think oomph is good in my layouts. I do find some word stickers, and it says work hard, goal accomplished, and today is a good day. And I'm just going to put them down here just to give it a little bit of something else. I just felt like it was a little naked down here in the corner. So ultimately, I decide to alternate the colors where it's like the gray, bluey color and then the yellow in the middle. And then I also decide to move down my wood enamel dots, my wooden dots. And then that is going to do it for this layout, you guys. Thanks so much for watching. This will be my last layout for the Confessions of a Paper Addict Design Team. It has been a real blast playing with the cut files, and I will see you guys again real soon for another video.